What's up, guys? Aaron here. So this is an update on what's going on with OpenAI and Sam Altman, who is now the ex-CEO, and he's probably going to start his own company, which I'll touch on later in this video. So Sam is a guy that created $90 billion of value, and the board of directors literally all of a sudden just said, hey, you're fired. Not even Microsoft, which invested over $10 billion, knew this was going to happen. So there's really two theories here. One, the board is completely incompetent, and I will touch on the board a little bit later in this video, who comprises the board, their backgrounds, and if or if not, they are actually competent to build a company to $100 billion. Another theory is that Sam's vision was not in alignment with the vision of the company and also of the board members, having to do with effective altruism, and the board members not even shareholders in OpenAI. So the really weird thing, or one of the weird things with OpenAI, is that the board of directors is not tasked to maximizing the value of the company. So I'm going to touch on the board of directors in just a moment, but first I want to touch on a couple tweets. This is from about an hour ago as of me releasing this video. I love the OpenAI team so much. Sam Altman tweets that 2 hours ago, and Greg Brockman, who was the president of OpenAI yesterday but quit, retweeted it with a heart. So there is a high likelihood that Greg Brockman and Sam Altman are going to create a new company, and they are going to bring all of their talented developers and team members over to this new company. But I want to touch on this tweet from Brian Armstrong, who a lot of you guys know, the CEO and co-founder of Coinbase. He really sums up what's going on here. He says, if this, meaning the ousting of Sam Altman, is really some EA, meaning effective altruism, which I'll get to in just a moment, AI safety coup at OpenAI, the board just torched $80 billion of value, destroying a shining star of American capitalism, and will be sued to high heaven by investors. So EA, effective altruism, also guided the principles of Sam Bankman-Fried, the other Sam that is having a horrible year. And how that connects to OpenAI is that OpenAI's mission is to ensure that AGI, or artificial general intelligence, benefits all of humanity, which aligns with EA's principles. And Sam Altman and even Elon Musk have been involved in the effective altruism's mission and community for many, many years. So back to Brian Armstrong's tweet, he says that every talented employee at OpenAI should quit and join Sam and Greg's new thing if they make one. This time, Brian says, skip the woke nonprofit board, eject the decels EAs, maintain founder control, avoid nonsensical regulation, and just build, accelerate progress. He says you are building something good for the world, don't let anyone make you feel guilty for it, and try to capture it for their own motives. So what Brian Armstrong is talking about is get away from these effective altruists who want to not grow the company as large as possible, but they want to use the company for their own means and not to be one of the biggest and most amazing companies in the world. Now, Sam Altman is a massive entrepreneur. He was the president of Y Combinator, which is a startup accelerator. So companies would bring their ideas and pitch it to Y Combinator, and Y Combinator would give them money to grow their business. So Sam Altman was kind of living in two different worlds here. He is building OpenAI, but the OpenAI mission is not to generate as much profit as possible, but he is also a massive entrepreneur. And this is a lot of what a lot of people are thinking are the issues here. Now, I'll get to the board of directors in just a moment because they don't really align much with Sam Altman's entrepreneurial spirit, which I think is probably a lot of the core of what happened here. So the first board member is Ilya. Now, he is the co-founder and chief scientist. He has a PhD. He worked at Stanford, the University of Toronto, and he is a researcher. Nobody's doubting that he's a very, very smart guy. He's one of the co-inventors of AlexNet and sequence-to-sequence learning, and he leads research at OpenAI. So you have Ilya, number one. He is not really an entrepreneur. He's a researcher, academic, and scientist. Next, we have Adam D'Angelo, and he is the co-founder and CEO of Quora, which, me being 36, I remember Quora from like a decade ago. He also served as the CTO and VP of engineering at Facebook until 2008. He is the CTO. He's a technology guy. He is an engineering guy. He did create Quora, which does have obviously entrepreneurial backings, but he isn't like a hardcore entrepreneur like Sam Altman is. The third person is Tasha McCauley. She's an entrepreneur, scientist, and educator, and she is the CEO of Fellow Robots, which is a robotics company. So she has, again, a lot of brains, probably very, very smart, but you can see that there can be some clashes here. Sam Altman wants to grow this thing. Sam Altman wants to build this as big as possible. He's an entrepreneur. He was the president of Y Combinator. He likes investing into startups. He likes to grow. He's an entrepreneur, a capitalist. And this may go against the principles, again, of the other board members and of the actual principles of OpenAI. And next we have Helen Toner, who is the Director of Strategy and Foundational Research Grants at Georgetown's Center for Security and Emerging Technology. And prior, she was a research analyst advising AI companies on their policy and strategy. And she also knows a lot about machine learning and AI in general. So you get the idea that this board is not in alignment with growing this company for profit. And that's, again, exactly what Brian Armstrong said in his tweet. He's like, you, Greg, and Sam need to leave this company, start a new one, skip the woke nonprofit board, eject these effective altruists, and just grow, accelerate progress, he says. Brian Armstrong also goes off in this tweet saying that this kind of thinking is what destroyed value at Google, and OpenAI used to be the antidote to it, but not anymore. Effective altruism, he says, destroyed a lot of value in crypto, obviously going to Sam Bankman-Fried. So that's it for the update in this video. If you want to follow along, you can just follow me here or on Twitter. But basically, we are seeing one of the biggest companies of the decade implode on itself, possibly from an incompetent board of directors, or the board and Sam just do not agree, or there's something completely different that'll emerge over the next couple of days and weeks. So I'll keep you guys posted. I think this is a really interesting story just because it's like such a massive company. And I don't know if you use ChatGPT yourself. If you don't, you totally should, because it's such an amazing freaking tool set. So if OpenAI fails and flops, which would be huge, again, $90 billion of value Sam created, you're going to see other AI companies fill that market hole that is created. There are several, from Bard at Google to Anthropic, which is a big part of FTX's balance sheet and a big part of the FTX estate. So a lot of FTX creditors are ironically like, oh my gosh, I really want OpenAI to crash, Anthropic can become bigger and more profitable, and then people that were FTX customers can maybe be made 100% whole if they sell Anthropic, and the creditors get some of that credit. So we will see what happens, guys. I'll end the video there. Thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.